Well, hello everyone. Welcome to a Sunday Live. My name is Daryl. I'm with Steven tonight, as usual on a Sunday night. How you doing, Steven?
Very good. Do you like my studio background? Those two people in the back, they've been stood still for hours.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got your own studio now. Nice. I like it.
yeah,
I
yeah. All fake green
I,
screen.
de- I decided to go with the Earth Day for Thursday's, I guess, Earth Day.
Yeah.
So I saw some people picking up some litter outside on the highway and stuff on my way in, and so I figured, might as well put a little Earth Day thing up there and put a little logo up there. So,
Do you know
uh,
one of my favourite videos online is this video of this guy throwing all his rubbish out of his car, and this
yeah,
bin man comes along, right, with a picker, whatever you call them, picks all the rubbish up into this sort of long handled tray, right,
yeah.
and then tips it back into the guy's car. I thought it was brilliant.
Oh, he, he dropped it back into the litter
It
box.
just drops it straight back in. Yeah, this guy's thrown all out
Oh,
his window, and this road sweep guy gets it all in, just tips it back in. It was
oh
like
man.
like a Porsche or very very posh car.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, so I found that really funny. So I
That's
see Simon's on. Evening, Simon.
Yeah,
Good
I'm
to
just
see
gonna put
you.
the link in. Somebody's gonna win a domain tonight if we have a light crowd.
Mm,
That increases your chance, but hopefully we get more people to
mm,
join us tonight and
yeah.
stop in and say hello. We have Donald.
Evening,
Cheers.
Donald.
Yeah, awesome, awesome guys. So yeah, we been busy with a lot of stuff this week. Hopefully, if my developer's working on something right now, and if it's fixed in a minute, I'll show it to you.
Yeah,
But I've made some changes, and we'll be talking about that as we get more people on here today.
yeah.
Um, so still don't have a new MPP deadline for you as far as when the plugin will be out. I was told very soon, the last I heard.
Mm.
But as of right now, I don't have an actual date and time for that. Have you
There's a
heard anything?
there's yeah there's still there's a couple of bugs in it still.
Mm,
And I know Mike and Keith want to make sure it's 100%, because the thing you've got to remember is when you release products like this, and as you understand, Darryl, I understand, when you
mhm.
release something or you upgrade it, you want to make sure it's reliable. People are going to be using this on existing websites, and if it's not reliable and it breaks your site, you won't be happy. The best advice I can give people when you get this: back up your website, use WP Vivid all-in-one migration, whatever your favorite backup tool is, and
Yeah.
make a full copy of your site before adding the new magic page. Now, what I prefer to do is I actually prefer to install a new install of WordPress in another folder,
Hmm.
and then I will build out a WordPress page on that other folder, and add the magic page in there to be sort of the subfolder page as such, and that way then that builds it up and up and up. So that's my main advice if you want to add it. And the bonus is, if you've got a HTML website and you want to add WordPress to it to use magic page, if you install WordPress in another folder, then
Hmm.
it means then it's leaving the front end as it is, and then all you do is you add a URL link to go to the magic page from the front end if you want to. But the way I use magic pages myself is for being found in search engines. And not about 2 years ago, I added magic page to a customer's website who was struggling to get traffic. I didn't do any citations or anything like that at the time. I just added magic page and built out all the local pages, and they cornered the market in their area.
Hmm.
They're in a lot of page one, um, you know, placements on Google and Bing, and they're doing really well. And so that's the thing I recommend to people. It's always worth looking at in a different way if you're just going to add magic page initially.
Yeah, I've done that. I've also done multiple magic pages on the same site using subdomains and folders, or a combination of folders and subdomains. So it just depends on how you want to do it. If it's in a separate subdomain, I think sometimes you can get away with having other topics. So, like if you have a subdomain as sort of like the side topic, and then you can build up additional folders under that subdomain for things that are related to it. So, example,
Yeah.
you could have webdesign.mydomain.com, and then you could do /SEO, and then have a magic page set up just based on that, or you could do just the subdomain, or you could do multiple of them. But what I think one of the biggest things that comes out of this upgrade with Magic Page plugin is it's going to give you the real power and control over your permalink structure. So your slugs, you can
Yes.
really adjust them, and it'll be, I think, something that'll be helpful for those that are trying to do and achieve something with the way their permalinks are set up in WordPress, especially. But it is a big change. I understand why they're taking this much time. I wish it was faster for everyone's sake. I wish it was a faster situation. But it is what it is. I mean, you have a major update like this. You have to really double check and make sure things are working before you can go live with it. So
I
yeah,
agree. You got to be careful with what you're doing and how you're doing it. And
yeah.
And the thing is, when people get their hands on the new version, don't go gun ho at it. Don't go and I've got a site built already. I'm happy with the site. Now I'm going to build out 1,000 pages. Don't do that. Right? Take your time. Take your time with any. Always think when you're building a lead gen site or any site, right? You build as a proper business. And if you're building as a proper business, would John's Plumbing, who's down the road, suddenly build 2,500 pages in 2 days? No. John's
No,
Plumbing
yeah.
would build 4 pages and probably leave it, to be honest. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But what you want to do is over a period of a few months, build out these local pages. So don't rush into it. I've done tests in both ways. I did a directory site build with the new way that Mike and we show that that directory build. I added 500 pages and just left it, and it's actually getting some of the pages found on Google. So directory sites seem to be different. But a while back, I did a test with a site, an old site of mine. I didn't care about it, and I added 500 pages overnight, and it didn't rank at all. And I think Google's wise to it. Unlike I did another site of mine where I told it to build the pages over a period of time. So I think it's over a period of 4 or 5 months, and it's getting a lot of page 1 rankings. So you've got to just be careful with this, with the new version. And the way I've always used Magic Page and also Page Generator Pro. Right? And so the bonus with what Magic Page is going to be doing, it means I've got everything all under one roof. And it's a lot easier to use one program. Page Generator Pro I still like, but you can't do city shortcodes that easily in Page Generator Pro. With Magic Page plugin, you can. You just add an X field, and boom, the nearby cities, 5 or 10 cities, is there. And I love that for interlinking internally.
Yeah, it's I totally agree. Where one leaves off, the other picks up. So I totally get what you're saying, and they can cooperate together pretty well. Some people like some aspects of Page Generator Pro. I like Magic Page plugin just because I've been using the fact that it has the proximity, the zip code based city shortcodes. And I really like that aspect of it. So it's just something
the only reason I ever bought Page Generator Pro was because I couldn't build physical pages with Magic Page plugin.
Yeah, now that's all changed. Yeah.
Now it's all changed. I'm only using Magic Page plugin. because it has all those features and the dynamic pages as well.
Right.
You know, I'm just so excited to wait. I got up to we were all, a few of us were in the Skype group, and then Mike and Keith took the decision not to continue with the Skype group because there wasn't enough feedback coming back. So at the moment, I've got an older version of the new version. So all I can do now is wait along with everyone else and wait until it's released. As soon as it's released, I'm going to go gun ho and play around with it and record my findings as I go along as well to share with people on our channels.
Yeah, so the nice thing is that we already know that our templates will still work with this because
Yes,
that's not going to be an issue at all. So if you're worried about Magic Page not being compatible with Mass Page tools, it will be.
Yeah.
We've already looked at that. In fact, the CSV wizard that I'm building is going to help with those data sets. So it'll be really nice that we can show that off and everything. So
now
yeah.
a big apology on my part, right? I have in Lead Gen Magic the theme version of what Mike's building. Right, so Mike gives you the JSON file version. I've got the theme version, which has all the pages already on, all the menus all done for you, and just install it as a theme. Nice and easy. The reason it hasn't been updated is I've been holding back a little bit because I want the new version of Magic Page in my hand to test all of them first to make sure that when you guys who have Lead Gen Magic go, boom, we're adding the new version, that you don't have to do too much work. That's the idea of the themes. Now, one thing that me and Daryl picked up on at the very early stage of the beta testing group for Magic Page was that when you added the theme, it would shrink down in size. So it would be a totally different size. My guys who are rebuilding these have been testing it with the old version, the old new version of Magic Page plugin, if that makes sense, right, for me to make sure each theme works fine. So they've been working hard on that. As soon as I get the new version of Magic Page plugin, every single theme that's available in Magic Page plugin, and the same ones in Lead Gen Magic, right, they're templates, JSON files, every single version will then be added to Lead Gen Magic as themes. And so far, I think they've just added a few more recently, but the last count I did the other day was 45. Right, okay. So every single one's going in there. The directory versions I'm building will be set up to work with it as well, and also the ones that work with Daryl's form will also be updated to work fully with the new version. So I've been holding back a little while for that reason, and that's the only reason behind it. Is just waiting to get hold of the latest version of the plugin, and then I can go gun ho on that week. As soon as it's released, boom, 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 I'm going to be fully promoting it and making sure everything works for everybody.
Cool. Yeah. There's a whole lot of people waiting. Some people are waiting to, do their projects and everything too. And, as far as they want to have the options to make their own permalink structure. Because with GMB, if you can, really determine what your permalinks are going to be before you go forward with it, it can really promote those GMBs really well if you kind of stack like a silo structure right to your location for your GMB. So I know some people that are definitely looking forward to that. Yeah.
No, I agree. And the thing is, well, with all of this, that is making sure everything is reliable. Myself and Daryl did some tests, like I said, at the very start of the new version, and we're making sure it's fully reliable.
Yeah. Did you see the post I put into Facebook? We got 10,000 views as of April 11th, according to vidIQ. On our,
I didn't. Bear with me. Yeah. I've got a mix coming out on my headset. Hang on a second.
Okay. I just put it up on the screen, the little certificate that they sent us.
That's better. I've cleared it now.
So that was kind of cool. Can you see that on the screen?
Yes, I thought that was awesome. I saw that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're getting there. So somehow somebody clicked on our videos at least 10,000 times. So that's kind of cool over time, over the
Yeah.
time. So, and we got more stuff. We want to do more webinars and things like that. I've just been so busy with everything, and have a few in mind that I would like to do. The last one we did was kind of cool. If you didn't get a chance to see it, it's about building a website with just FAQs. And we're doing a test on that, so we'll be able to get some results to check out. So it'll be kind of cool for sure. So, and thanks, Don, for the nice compliments. Don said it's because Mass Page Tools is rock solid with great programming. Thank you very much. we like to think so. Some days we have a tough day, but most of the time we try to keep it pretty rock solid. So let's see. I can't wait to show you CSV Wizard. When the new version of MPP comes out, it's going to be so helpful for that and for other tools where you have to have formatting of your CSV files in a certain way. If you are looking for, and I see George on here right now. George was looking for Latin America database that wasn't in the Magic Page plugin database set. And with the CSV Wizard, you'll be able to go and find a data set from somewhere and convert it over to the perfect data set for Magic Page plugin quite easily. So you could also do like affiliate sites. You could do, FAQ sites. You could do all kinds of different sites based on the location data set being converted over to what other, information you would like to have. So, it's, I think it'll be really cool. I can't show it, I don't think today, unless, I don't know if he's done any things that I can show today, but I'll take a look and talk to him while we're on this call and see if we can show anything. 10K, whoop whoop. Thanks, PJ. I couldn't do it without that guy to my right, Steven. I couldn't do it without him. He's helping me with a lot of content for sure.
We try our best. That's the thing,
Yeah, definitely. We appreciate him. So let's see. So this week I've been working a lot on Siphon with the developers. So what I wanted to do is maybe share a screen with you and show what I've been working on here, and do a little.
That'd be great.
Little demo here. So if you take a look at the screen here, if you're an enterprise person, you'll see when you click on Siphon, you'll now see something different here on this screen. We've added search to it, okay? And we've also made it so that you could turn off summarizing and turn off paraphrasing. So basically, they're off by default. I'm going to have them so that they're on by default, okay? Because the traditional Siphon does both of these things. It summarizes and it paraphrases. And so what you would do if you wanted the general default Siphon is you want to make sure that these two are both on. But if you want more text, just have paraphrase and turn off summarize, okay? So the first thing you want to do is come up with I would say a semi-long tail question or statement or something like that. So maybe like how to hire a good electrician. Okay, how to hire a good electrician. And we're going to put a little question mark and hit search. This is going to go out and find different articles that are good for that. So I'm going to get rid of the Home Advisor one. And looking at the other ones, I'm pretty good with most of these. Okay. And so I'm just going to have the paraphrase. Now, if you had the text, you could drop the text right in here like usual. But we're just going to do paraphrase without the summarizing. And I'm going to hit the Siphon. we're going to be changing this symbol thing here. It was supposed to be a little bit different than how this is going. So it's just been low on the priority list. All right, here we go. Let's see if this is working today. He's jinxed me. No, we've been working on this like this afternoon, so he may be working on it as we speak. Because I just used it 5 minutes ago. Let me try this with these two here. And see what'll happen is you'll have an article for each one of these that has been scraped, and paraphrased and summarized. So we continue to tweak it. It's still semi in beta as far as how this thing works. So there's a lot of dependencies. It looks like he's still working on the code for this because it was working, then he turned it off, but he's working on it. So check on this later. Maybe later tonight you'll be able to play around with that new feature to turn off summarizing and turn off paraphrasing. It just gives you more granular control over it. And that the search engine that we have built into it can also help you to get these URLs much faster. So that's why we built it that way.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and
have you got any plans in the future for, like, I know there's some other tools out there that can do FAQs within the mass page tools. Have you got any future plans or anything that can create FAQs or can siphon do it?
So for FAQs, we're working on something. So I don't have the blueprint of everything that function is going to have. But yeah, we want to be able to do something similar to Siphon for FAQs. And we'll be having that in the suite of products as well. So you'll be able to grab them as well. So it's just going to take a little bit of time to get all this stuff sorted out. This search is kind of cool though, because we have some things in the back end that are going to try to get the very best articles, and questions and answers and stuff like that. So we have some things that we're still working on with Siphon before we launch it to the general public. Right now, it's, again, just the enterprise people can play around with it. It is in beta, so it's not 100% perfect. So this one thing is being worked on as we speak today. So it was working earlier today, and just before we get on, it was working. So I assume it'll be working in a few hours again. So we just want to show you that the search is built into it now. So
yeah, and it's always the way, I've done live demos of stuff in the past that have suddenly got messed up a bit. So
it's inevitable, right?
Yeah.
So I might try something.
Something I wanted to ask on here actually is, I'm intrigued by people who are on the call and if there's things that people struggle with. What's the big number one thing you struggle with? Either that's in lead gen, or what's the hardest thing you find? One guy said to me last week, building the website and content is the hardest thing. Well, we got tools that can do that for you. So I'm just intrigued by everyone who's watching this. And if you're watching on the replay, please put your comments below the video. It's nice to know things that people are struggling with, whether you're new to lead generation or building websites to someone who's experienced. It's nice to know the sort of the broad areas of how you're struggling, and it gives us ideas as well, of things we can talk about on a Sunday live to maybe help you guys a bit more.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, everybody always wants more traffic and more leads. That's that's the golden question is how you get that. But a lot of times it's just starting off with the basics and making sure your on page is right. And mass page, I would say 80 to 90% of everything that you do is your on page, making sure your pages don't have errors that are simple errors. Make sure that your typical H tags and alt tags and all that stuff is right. and make sure that the interlinking is makes sense to Google when it crawls your site. I'm not a big fan of using sitemaps. In a way, I just like to have the sitemap be determined by Google when they just go to the site and starts crawling it. So I find that works just fine. And then if you see there's like a dark corner that Google's not finding with your mass pages, there's ways that you can do that by just getting more links to those pages in an internal way. Somebody said I struggle with the training of Magic Page plugin. Yeah,
I get that as well. There is so much out there. There's a ton of information, isn't there? And I think a lot of people can struggle with it. Something I'm putting together at the moment is full training on how to build a directory site start to finish, using the directory theme in Lead Gen Magic, and how to set it all up properly, including Lead Simplify. That's not far off. Robert, who I work with, he's an awesome guy. He's paying me to mentor him, and he's very kindly said I'm allowed to use the videos in the members training area for those who've got lifetime out of me originally. You'll have access to those, and those that don't, there'll be a fee for the training course we're working out at the moment. But the idea is, we've worked out if you followed this solidly, you could build it in a day. If you want to take your time, then you should just watch a piece, follow that, watch another piece, follow it, and so on all the way through until you've completely built everything. So it's all down. The thing is, life gets in the way. I had to. I've apologized to anyone who knows me from from Lead Gen Magic, that the last couple of weeks I've had the kids at home, so family life gets in the way, right? And that's a true fact. One of my students who I'm mentoring said to me, "I'm sorry, I've got nothing done, and I've been with you a month." And I said, "Just tell me why." And he said, "Well, one of my family members went ill with COVID, then something else happened, and I said, well, that's life. Don't worry." Right, and we picked up from where we left off. I helped him back up and brushed off his shoulder a bit, and now he's got himself back to where he needs to be, fully up and running smoothly, happy, back on track. And within I reckon in the next couple of weeks, he'll have a fully functioning site running how we need it running. So I get it. Life gets in the way, but the thing is. And this is why I have a whiteboard up on my wall. I make a list of the most important things I need to get done. I sometimes separate them between hard and easy. And I'll have the easy tasks. If I'm on a bad day, I do all the easy ones and wipe them off the board. And when I'm having an easy day, I hit the hard ones. As long as you tick one thing off a day, off that wall of building a lead gen site, if that's what you're working on, right? Work your way, make a list of things you need to get done. And as you do it, wipe them off the board or tick them. So I've done that. When you see the small step stones you take to build things up, that makes you feel good. And the people who I mentor see that. I'm sure the people you've helped as well, Daryl, and mentored, that have seen the value in what you offer.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's one of those things where it isn't the primary thing that I do. I just do it because people have asked me to do it over the years, and so I offer that assistance. I'm not the best beginner teacher. I'm more for people that understand their way around WordPress a little bit, and I can help build on their skills for Mass Page for sure. But yeah, it's one of those things. Like I get it. I mean, we're all living in strange times. Kids are home doing schooling sometimes. Some of our families, and things are really off. But we're all trying our best. And some weeks my programmer gets sick or is off. That throws off the whole team and everything. So it is what it is. You just move forward and do the best you can do. Don was saying, I'm not sure what this is saying. What the field is doing instead of put this here. Oh,
Want to
he's
explain
talking about
a
in
bit
our
more?
form. In our form,
Right.
I think he wants to know, instead of just putting like put this information here, explain what the field is doing. I think that's a good suggestion, John.
Mm,
It's been something I've been meaning to kind of do, but I was waiting until I had all of the form fields.
mm.
One of the fields that we want to start adding in here is FAQs, and yeah, definitely. Oh, he's saying for training. Um, okay, yeah, I think he's talking about for training for Magic Page plugin or
Mm.
for anything.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, I mean, that's great that you look at Stephen. You're looking forward to the directory building training. The thing with the training that I'm doing, right, and like Daryl just said, Daryl, and I say this about Keith as well, and Mike and Martin, that the knowledge is absolutely fantastic. I come in on what you call the starters level. So I work with people who are starting out in lead generation. And so what I love about working with Robert the most is I was in the middle of recording the directory site stuff and it wasn't quite going 100%. And I mentioned it to Robert in a conversation, to which he said, well, we're going to build one, just record it and share the video.
Mm-hmm.
And went, can I do that? He went, absolutely. He said, so that's why we're going to sell it as a course. And it's just fantastic that he said I can do that. Now it's over the shoulder, so it is literally step by step. I think we've got about 6-7 hours worth of recordings, maybe more, and we're going to actually shrink that down. We're going to pull that down a little. So we want to get it to where we're saying build a directory site in a day. That's what we'd like to say. But if you get super busy, build it in a week. That's fine. Like we're not going to expect someone to build it in a day, but we've worked out that if you follow the trainings and you just play a little bit of it, pause it, do that bit, then do the next bit. By the end of a couple of days, you'll have that site built working with Lead Simplify.
Yeah.
And so I love over the shoulder training. I really do. It's people learn a lot easier. And Robert, bless him, he I don't know why he struggled, but over the years he's struggled to build various sites. And he said to me at the end of the directory course, I finally get it. And I said, what do you get? He said, I understand Magic Page now. I understand Lead Simplify. I understand how it all comes together just off the back of the directory site. And the next training course I'm doing with him after that, once we've done the edit on it and it's up and running, is how to add Magic Page plugin to an existing site.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're going to show people, because you got to build your site normally first of all, and then add Magic Page. This is what a lot of people go wrong with, I think, is they install Magic Page and they build Magic Page. Build your front pages first. If you're using Elementor, you can export the pages as templates. So you can create the front page and export that as a template, and I think that's fantastic. So there's a wealth of information coming in, and the training it's just going to be fantastic, coming up. So I see some more questions have popped in as well.
Yeah, go ahead, pop them up there.
Let's have a look. So is that one? Have we done that one for all of the general training when in this? Yeah, general training. So you once we've done this training, it's gonna be really easy to follow. Tuesday night, I have time to work on it, and I would like a little bit.
Notification of putting A in the field and not B. Okay.
Yeah, and the directory site training that I've put together will walk you through that. It really will. And like I said, those that came on board with me at the very start of this with Lead Gen Magic, who bought into Lifetime, they're getting access to this. And that's how it's going to be. All right, PJ, Steve, will the directory training only be accessible to Lead Gen Magic members? No, it's going to basically the way it's going to work. If you're lucky enough to get on a lifetime deal when I started this back last year, those people are getting access to it. But the way the course is going to be sold, we haven't worked out pricing yet. The course will be sold and it'll be announced. The reason behind selling the course is because I used to give away courses, and I'd find people wouldn't put the time into it. If you invest in yourself and into a business, and the thing is, it's taken myself and Robert a number of hours to go through this and work out what's going to work for everybody. Whether you are a newbie to somebody who has been doing WordPress sites for years, this is going to be the easy A to Z course. It really is, start to finish. It'll show you how to set Lead Simplify up, how to set up WordPress and our hosting. It'll show you how to even buy a domain name. That's how crazy it is. So and I apologize in advance if there are advanced people who go on who get to go on the course. I apologize in advance on the point of view that you may go, oh, this is teaching me how to suck eggs. Right, and the thing is, parts of it will be teaching you how to suck eggs, but the rest of it is going to be step by step, start to finish, and you'll end up with an easy directory site built, ready to roll. Right.
For someone in America, what does that mean to suck eggs? I've never heard that before.
In the UK, it means teaching you something you already know. So if I said to you, Dale, do you know how to buy a domain name? You go, yes, right? And I say, well, in the train, there's a video on how to build a domain name. Right, it's sort of that way, where you're watching, you go, I know how to buy a domain name. Yes, but you got to remember there are so many people out there that don't know how to buy domain names. So the whole system is set up for that person in mind, but also as you follow the training start to finish, and it is literally over the shoulder. It's me teaching Robert how to build the site. Right, he's paying me to teach him, but like I said, he's kindly said I can put it into a training course and sell the training course. So it's very much getting people to build a directory site, and then like I said, it's going to lead on to a further course which will then add on to that on how to add magic page to an existing site. And we're just going to keep building on it. It's just going to get better and better, all the training as we go along. And at some point, I might release another offer for people to get maybe in on some sort of lifetime deal on a webinar to get all the training, because the training itself is going to be worth a lot of money. And we're also opening up Inner Circle Facebook group to do with the training. So what that means is once a week, myself and Robert has kindly said he'll be on there, where we will be live once a week. We've decided we're going to aim at 10 p.m. UK time, so it'll be this time on the night of the week, or maybe Saturday night, just to make sure that we're there for people to answer questions to do with the training. Cool. And that when we release the training course, anyone who gets in from when we release it will get access to that group for free. And then when we in future date, we're looking to charge $37 a month for the Facebook Inner Circle Facebook group. So the first course, when we release it, if it's something you're interested in, get in early, because we'll bundle into the deal the Inner Circle Facebook group where you can ask lots of questions.
That's nice. That's that's Stephen, I got to tell you, that's one of your gifts is training, keeping it simple, and the way you illustrate things with your vocabulary, your verbal teachings. You do, I think you do a great job with it.
I'm dyslexic, and I grew up in a world where teachers used to call me stupid, and I hated it. I absolutely hated being called stupid. No one is stupid. We got different levels of intelligence, yes, but nobody is stupid. If my 8-year-old daughter can build a directory site, which is what she's following at the moment on the training, and she's partway through and she gets it, right? Anybody can build a directory site.
That's
I
a
don't
good
care
test. Yeah.
who you are, right? If you think in your mind, I can't do this, I always say all along, right? Only one person in life can hold you back, and that's yourself.
Yeah.
Very simple, right? So stop holding yourself back. Stop making excuses, right? Yes, life gets in the way, and worries about family members being well, and kids on holiday, and all that gets in the way, and that's fair enough. But you can still make the time in the evenings, and 1 hour a night. If it took you 3 months to build a directory site where myself and Robert can build it over a couple of days, right? Takes you that long to build it. So what? At least at the end of it, you got yourself a directory site. If it took you 3 months to build it and get it up, get it ranked. That's the thing with all of this is just starting off somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about last week. If you don't have the time and the patience to learn how to do it yourself, you could always hire someone to do it. Even with
Yeah.
our tools, you could just say, okay, somebody from Upwork, look, here's the tool, Mass Page Tools. Here's Magic Page plugin. Here's Lead Gen Magic. I want to take and do this to this to this, and then you can just like focus on your own thing. But if you do want to learn how to do it, because one, it's a challenge you want to have some success in, or once you complete that first site or second site, you want to keep building more of these sites, right? So then it's best to kind of learn it yourself, so you can edit your own sites and you kind of control everything, the way you want it. So yeah, there's two schools of thought on that. But a guy like Steven can help to get you unstuck. And I think that's a beautiful thing. Steven, if somebody's watching this on YouTube, how do they get a hold of you if they're not sure how to get a hold of you for training?
There's two ways. One, if you want to get hold of me, you can email support@leadgenmagic.com. That's one option. The other option is just search for myself on Facebook. I'm always popping in and out of the groups as well. And in a little while, I'll grab the Lead Gen Magic Facebook group link, and we'll share that as well, so people have that. But the main thing is I only ever take on 6 people at a time when it comes to mentoring, and I've got 5 at the minute. And the reason I only take on 6 is because I allow them 1 hour a week each for communications, to talk to me. They pay a monthly fee for that, and so if I took on any more than that, you'd be in a situation that I wouldn't have enough hours to look after Lead Gen Magic and my own projects. So this is why I've had a few people message me going, look, I can't afford $500 a month. I'm starting out in this, which is why we're going to do an affordable training course, and also include the Facebook group where we'll go live once a week to help people along the road, purely with the directory site initially. And so that way, then lots of people can come into it, and that's why we're waiving the initial monthly fee to be part of that inner circle group when we release the course. That way, then and we're just going to give lots of people focus with this to help them get to where they need to be. And so, but people are welcome to reach out to me on Facebook, send me a message. I had to, and I apologize to people. So I've had some messages over the weekend. I must make it clear, I've stopped looking at Messenger on the weekends because it's family time. But I will always, if there's a support issue, if people email support@leadgenmagic.com, I will always get back to them because I check my emails. But I've just had to switch off sort of Messenger over the weekend because I'm getting too many messages. People like myself and Daryl and Mike and Keith, we have to take time off for our families. If in a normal world, you get a job, you work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, or and you commute an hour and a half to 2 hours to get to work. So you do very long hours. We live in a great world now. On the point of view, yes, COVID's not good and diseases aren't good, but when it comes to the internet, right, you guys have got a great opportunity to work from home. I grew up, right, and I'm sure you're the same boat, Daryl. We didn't have the internet as we grew up, right? It came about a later stage in our life with websites and stuff. The internet's relatively still in its childhood when you think about it.
Yeah.
And now's the time to act. Now's the time to take action. Now's the time to build yourself your own website. And looking back, and hindsight's always a good thing. When I started in SEO, in my personal opinion, I should have never taken clients on and built websites for them, because A, they're a pain in the backside, and B, they let you down and go with someone else who's cheaper. Right? Lead generation for me is fantastic because I own all the websites, I own all the phone numbers, I own everything. So it means if someone goes, bye, see you later, I go, yeah, go on, bye. I sacked one of my own clients the other week because he is being a right pain. He's demanding all this stuff. He pays £100 a month for his site. He was demanding all this stuff, and I said, if you pay for it, you can have it. I'm not paying for it. I said, no, I never said anything. Have you got a contract? He went, no. So I said, you know what? Go and find someone else to do it. I don't want to do it anymore. And I got rid of him.
Yeah.
Felt good.
Before the internet, we had smoke signals and carrier pigeons.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
and then soon after, dial-up. Remember dial-up?
Oh God!
It
was dial-up. Wow.
Try to explain that to kids when they're complaining that the internet goes out at the house for 5 seconds.
Oh, it's hilarious, right? My boy, who's 7, he got an Xbox for his birthday, right? And he was waiting for a game to load, right? And it took a minute and a half to load. Now, I had to sit down and explain to him, right, about the time when I had a games console that used to use cassettes, and you'd set it going in the morning, you'd go out and play for 3 hours, come back, only to find out that it errored.
Yeah, right.
You'd have to start it again.
I know. You would save all the program to a cassette.
Yeah, it was just mad.
I used to code in BASIC when I was... I used to make a little game, and you'd spend 10 hours writing the code, and the game would just have one little ping pong here and a dot that goes between them, and that'd be about the best you could do. So and there you'd learn ideas from books on how to code things, and now it's like, I remember when my brother was in college, he had all of these books about how to code. And it's like, now, who reads a book to read out of the code? There's so many examples out there and how to do it right on the line. So
who remembers the days of when Windows first came about, right? And you'd start your computer up into DOS, and you'd have to type a command to start Windows. And I worked in a computer shop. We used to get people bringing back computers going, they're faulty. Well, no, because you got to type in the command Windows. So I wrote a little MS-DOS command that when you switch the computer on, it would run and start Windows automatically. And we were selling loads of computers like mad because of that. Because people just switch them on, off you go. We've now got Windows 10, right? And it's a graphical interface that people can use like that. It's just awesome.
It's those good old days, and now the days are great. The only thing is a lot of people are overwhelmed because there's so many options and there's so many great tools. Sometimes the hardest thing is to just not have the ADHD, and you just focus on something and just make something happen. So
that's all. You know what? Over the years, and I hold my hand up to this, I used to always buy the next thing on the market, try it, find it too hard, and give up and buy the next shiny object. And this is what motivates me to build the easy training for people, because I want anyone who's got the tools, right? Your tools, Daryl, my tools, Mike's tools, all the things that you need to build a lead generation business are there for you. Right. So if I create the over-the-shoulder training, I think it will work for the masses, which is what I want. I want people to succeed in this. And someone said to me the other day, "Is there enough work out there?" There's tons of work out there. If you build it locally to the nearest biggest city that you're near and surrounding areas, you'll do really well. There's no doubt about it. It's just focusing. And I mean, I'm very blessed in what I do because I suffer with fibromyalgia. My body's always in pain. And someone said, "Oh, I was telling someone about it the other day," and they said, "Oh, it must be awful." And I go, "Yeah, but there's people worse off than me. I'm very lucky. I can work from home. I don't have to do any heavy lifting. I type on a computer and I build sites,
Right.
and it's great fun when you get that penny moment. And for me, it was the very first site I actually generated leads on and started making money from that made me go, wow, I can do this, and
Mm-hmm.
anyone can. Anyone can.
Yeah, yeah. And lead gen, I've always been fascinated with. I think it's one of the cleanest industries to be in because you're pretty much a middleman, and as long as you can get traffic, whether it's paid traffic or organic, and you know how to convert with a good website or a good form or survey or whatever you got to do, it's I think it's a great business. You buy low and sell high, basically. Get the traffic at a low cost and you sell it the conversions to people that have a hard time getting those conversions for their business. It's I've always loved it.
Someone said to me the other week, "What about traffic, right? Or what about customers?" And I very simply went onto Google. I typed the search in their niche, and I went past all the first Google My Business is on the first page, went to the second page, and I went, "There's all your customers, the ones on page 2 that can't get to page 1."
Yeah,
And if
yeah,
you know how to build citations and a site and rank above everyone else, and it's a numbers game. If you start pulling calls in, the people who are on page 2, 3, or 4 of Google My Business, right, are the ones you can sell the leads to, and they'll be grateful for them because you'll be supplying them a service. And so, and the quickest way that I found to really boost this is you build a site, you get it really looking nice lead gen site, and then you very simply pay for Google AdWords.
hmm
If you don't know how to do that, find someone who knows. No, I pay someone to do mine because I don't fully understand it, and I get it wrong if I do it myself. I've wasted money. So I pay someone to do that. That generates the leads. I know how much each month that's costing me, and I know how
hmm
much I have to make out of each lead, right, to be able to make a profit over and above what I spent on AdWords. So let's say it's £100 a month you're spending. If you know that it pulls in enough leads to double that, you're making £200 a month. Then you rinse and repeat and up and up and up. I mean, you can make good money doing it just that way very quickly.
absolutely. I agree 100%. And I've always felt that some paid traffic can help your organic traffic, just because I think that having those transparent signals going back to Google about your site and the bounce rate and all that is only good for having the search algorithm, like, so to speak, your organic pages as well. So PJ was asking for like an ETA on the directory training. Do you have any idea on that, Stephen?
It will be within the next couple of weeks. My aim is actually to have it ready for the start of May at the latest. I want it before then, ideally. I'm frantically editing the hours and hours of recordings we've done, and Robert, bless him, he's helped me edit them as well. So it's not far off. It really isn't. And as soon as that's released, then I'll make an announcement on here in the next couple of Sundays, and there will when we first release it, there will be a special price for anyone who's on the live.
Okay, cool.
So we'll do a
Hang
special deal
in
for
there,
people on
PJ.
here.
PJ, as soon as we
Yeah,
have it, just stay tuned to the lives, and we'll announce them for you, or in one of our groups.
it'll be announced here. It'll be announced on here first, and then after that, I'm going to be emailing out a webinar
Okay.
to explain more to people. The webinar won't. The deal we do on here will be even better than the webinar deal, because I like giving people value who come and watch us on here.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Guess what I did today? I got my second COVID shot, and I'm starting to feel a little bad.
Well, I had my first one, and that day I had it, I was fine. The next day, I started feeling a bit under the weather. The third day, I felt like I'd been hit by a brick wall. And there's a couple of days after that it took for it started sort of calming down. But no, but I don't know when I'm getting my second one yet. I get a text message. I thought it's at first when I got the text message, I thought it's a scam. I checked with my doctors and it was real.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they give you the second appointment right at the first appointment where I got mine done. But
we don't do it like that in the UK. They let you know.
Yeah. I'm feeling a little feverish and not feeling too good right now. But anyway,
we'll fight through this for a bit.
It'll pass.
We'll fight through this for a bit longer, and we can let you have an early night, Daryl.
Yeah, I got it about 5 hours ago, and I was bragging to my wife. I felt perfectly fine, but just all of a sudden, it's starting to feel a little not so good. Anyway, let's see. So we do have some time to take some calls, if that's okay with you, Stephen.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, and if anyone wants to pop on and ask about the training or ask about anything at all, please do. It could be something in your business you're struggling with that me and Daryl might be able to advise you on.
Yeah. So if you guys want to join us, we can talk about anything you'd like. Just go to go.ht/guest, go.ht/guest, and then we'll give away a domain. If you want to just come in and be able to shout out spin, you can also join us at that same URL, go.ht/guest. Let's see here. If you try to type in mass.page into Facebook and it says you can't send it, just put in mass and then put dot in parentheses and then put in, page, because, and also if you can, just tell them it's not a spam site. I don't know why they've got us down. Somebody either reported it or they just kind of through an algorithm figured out that it's a spam site because of the mass pages. I don't know. But anyway, that's something we would love to have work. It's the name of our business. So don't know why they can't let that happen, of course. So let's see. We got Simon joining us. Hey, Simon, how's it going?
Hey, guys. Yeah, how you doing? You all right? Yeah, good to see you. Nice to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Yeah, just I'd come on. I've got a question I was going to ask you guys about. So, seeing as it's free consultancy, I thought I might come on and ask you. I know I've done a bit of work with Stephen this week. Anyway, I'm working on my carpet cleaning website, so I was going to ask about that if that's all right.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask away.
It's just a question about I've done a lot of work on MassPage this week, so I've been building out my form and adding a lot of spun content to it and really building it out. So I've got like a page now. I think that's looking quite well. I think it's looking quite good. It's certainly filled out with material, but I don't know from an SEO perspective if you had a thought on how much of the page I should ideally have as sort of standard content, because obviously I need to hit some certain keywords and certain things just to rank normally, and how much of it should be spun. I don't know if you've got any kind of guidance on. I mean, at the moment my page is maybe 80-90% spun, but obviously I've not got enough of the kind of normal words that I want to keep in there all the time. But I don't know if you have any perspectives on a kind of rule of thumb or any guidance on the mix between spun and in quote duplicate content, I guess, if you have it on the same page every time.
Yeah. Are you familiar with SiteLiner?
Yeah, I do know it. I don't use it very much, but I'm aware of it. Yeah.
It's a product of Copyscape, and just show it on the screen here for a second. If you put in your website in here, and I put in our thing here, it tells you how much duplication there is between that and some of your other pages. It's going to scan your site and things like that. And I've done a lot of experiments with 100% different pages with a lot of spin text and some without as much duplicate content. And actually, duplicate content is expected on a website. So expected 100% unique content on a mass page or this number right here, unique content, shouldn't be that high. A proper landing page is going to have other incidences. That's not the word. It's incidents. No, where that page
Instances.
Yeah, where that content is repeated from page to page.
Yeah.
So when you look at the unique and you grab your mass page and you have it on here, this does not have mass pages on it, believe it or not, even though it's mass.page. I don't have mass pages on it, but this is usually between like 15 and 25 on a mass page. Okay. So your duplicate content, that can vary a bit, but it's okay. I find if you increase this so that the page is radically different from page to page, you actually get the opposite result as what you're looking for. I think Google likes kind of bookends, where the boilerplate, where the page kind of has some similarity from page to page structure wise. And so 100% randomness or 100% uniqueness is not the goal, I would say.
Okay. That's helpful. Thanks.
So I was going to say something. The thing I do as well, when people first build sites, they worry about duplicate content and all of this, right? And the way you got to remember is especially in the UK, I don't know about in the USA, there are news sites out there that you come across and you go, I've seen that article, and then you find another newspaper site, same article, and majority of these newspaper sites are all owned by one company, right? And most of the articles are very much similar. So when it comes to duplicate content, people worry too much about it. I don't think Google gives two monkeys. What Google worries about more is if you blatantly stolen someone else's content to build your own site, and you can get into dodgy water as well. Where if I came to your site and I stole all the pictures that you'd paid for or bought personally or had taken personally and put them on my website, you'd have an issue with that, and you'd want to have something done about it, whether you sue me privately to get your money for that or whatever. So that's why I advise people, when it comes to images, you're far better if you're doing a plumbing site, go around your house and take some photos of taps, right? Go to a showroom near you, right, where they've got kitchen sinks and toilets and whatever, right? And go up to the salesman and say, I'm trying to get some ideas from my wife. Do you mind if I go around and take some photos? Right? Now, it's a little white lie, but the point is you've taken those photos yourself. So they are your copyright the moment they're on your phone. All right. I always advise asking first, ideally, because if they go, yeah, you can take what photos you like, boom, go click, click, click. And I was in a B&Q in the UK, which is a DIY store for those that don't know, taking a whole load of photos of stuff that I wanted for a website. In fact, there was no sales staff around. I didn't even get challenged. That's the honest truth. And I was just going click, 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 click. Right? And if someone had asked me, I go, yeah, I want to show the missus some ideas. There's nothing, once they're on your camera, if they ask you to delete them, obviously it's politeness to do so, but you don't have to necessarily. But that's how I do all my photos. Tree surgery, right? Very simple way of doing that is you take pictures of trees. Fencing, I wander around. Anything in public, you can take photos of legally in public. If you can see it in public, as long as you're on public ground and not private ground, you're fine. So I've taken pictures of people's garden fences to do a fencing site for a client. So images aren't a problem. Content, if you're stuck, you go and look at 2 or 3 of the leading sites in the area, you grab the content and you spin it well enough, or reword it is better. So you reword it. And this is what I love about Daryl's Siphon. You can get that content, chuck it in, click a button, and it rewords it. Then you can chuck it in Spin Rewriter to spin it again. And then on average, you'll have different content worded in a way that doesn't look the same as someone else's site. And that's what's really, I think, is really important with this is you can copy, you can copy another site, but just change the words, make sure you use your own images. And don't worry about duplicate content. I've got a site out there that has been around now for a few years for a client, and that's a mass page site now. And they're in the entertainment industry. There's no money for them at the moment, but their magic page I built. All I did was I changed the location sets, I changed a few X fields, and I spun some of the content, but only really where the short words are, that this and little short words that I know I can change throughout. And I just left it up there, and they're being found in loads of little towns and cities and all their local area. That they are hitting it big time. In fact, one of my clients wanted to be in Southampton when they're down in Bournemouth, and I created a Southampton page. We didn't do much else with it, and they are now on page 1 just for magic page alone. So mention the city, do a little bit of spinning. I don't overthink it first. Once you got the site built and up there, and you're happy with it, then you can go back and retweak it and add extra bits of content. It's just building the first site, getting it up there, adding, if you've got Lead Simplify, add the Lead Simplify form and phone number, and job done. And a little tip, someone asked me this week, what do you do when you're first building a site? What do you do with the phone calls, right? There's 2 things you can do with a phone call. One, you can send it to a local business that you trust and give them the lead for the time being until you're ready to start charging. The thing I do, I divert them to answer phone. Right? As long as it's not an emergency niche, right? Emergency plumbing or locksmith. If it's not an emergency niche, just a standard niche, then you divert it to answer phone, and you just say, sorry, there's no one available to take your call. Leave your name and number after the tone. Right? Mention the business name on the answer phone. That then comes into your email. You can grab it, add it to a web form, right? And then once you got it in the web form, contact a local business and say, I've got a free lead I want to give away to you. Sign up here, get them signed up. And once they're signed in, as you add more and more to that site manually, it's a little bit manual, but as you add more and more, then you can go back to them and say, how do you like to buy the phone leads? They're more expensive.
Yeah.
And that's the best way. But don't worry about duplicate content too much. People overthink it. What's important, and I mean, the new Magic Page plugin, when it's released, will do a lot of the SEO stuff for you. But for now, add like all-in-one SEO in there and make every page different with keywords on that plugin, so that where you can enter the title and description bodies. Every single page, make it different. Yeah. And think about the keywords. I've got the Contact Us page on one of my sites, mentioning the niche in the title, looking for a blah 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 in location, and then I also mention it in the description part, and that works really well every time.
Stephen, you were talking about taking your own pictures. I just came across this website the other day. It's called FOAP, like soap with an F instead of an S.
Great.
And so basically what this does is you kind of tell a brief of what you're looking for, and photographers will go out and take those pictures professionally for you.
That's awesome.
You pick which ones you want to give the reward to. So you basically say, I'm going to give, I'm looking for a picture, and I'll give $50 for the winner. And so the people that come back with a really good picture for what you're looking for with the right composition and everything, you give them the reward and you get the picture, and it's a unique picture that just you have. So it's foap.com.
Great site. And something else I do as well is one of my lead gen sites I've got running at the moment. I sent an email out to all my lead gen customers in that niche, and I went, how do you like some free credits? All you've got to do is take some photos while you're working on a job for me. I don't want people's faces on it, customers' faces. I just want some pictures of what you're doing. 20 photos. You can upload them to online somewhere and send them to me, or email them but don't overload the email system, and they send them over and I give them some free credits. Same with a GMB. I love the GMB process. I've got a bunch of GMBs by giving away some credits to customers. I say, will you accept Google My Business card for me. And they go, well, would my address be on the list? You go, no, I make it service area GMB, so your address won't be on it. Just want you to accept the card, and I'll give you 4 free leads. They go, yeah, all right then.
Yeah. There's a lot that you can do.
GMB. Yeah.
With Lead Simplify, there's a lot you can do, and the more they get using the lead system, the better off they're going to be in the future as a customer for you. So
absolutely. So hopefully that's helped you, Simon.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
No, that's all right. Evening, Don.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Lovely to see you.
Nice to see everybody here too.
So how can we help you on this wonderful evening in the UK and an afternoon in the USA?
Just want to get back to the training real quick. As a beginner, I only have a handful of websites under my belt, and then using some of these tools. They're great tools, but not having the understanding of the functionality is almost like a hampering point where you're going through the forms, but you just, you're a lemon, you're just filling out the forms for whatever the training is saying and not understanding how that whole interaction is working. And so that's what my comments were in reference to. That, for the most part, this industry that you guys are in, your selling point is, hey, anybody can do this, and it's true, but a little more understanding behind the tool, and they're great tools, but it's just understanding how they how Mass Pages interconnects with Lead Simplify and Lead Gen Magic and all them, how they all interplay with each other, and understanding the big picture, because we're holding that little puzzle piece, and we're not in this every day. This is what you guys live and breathe.
Yeah.
But it's after a long day of a day job, you come home, you're working on your directory site, and now it's like, okay, now I got to get back in the zone for this, but then I also have to, for me anyways, it's like, okay, I'm doing this because Daryl said so. I trust Daryl, but I want to know what the implications are of putting this here, because sometimes we're not doing the same thing. And I know in generality that these pages serve all niches, but it's, I'm doing home service providers, somebody else is doing affiliate marketing, and somebody else is doing something else. And so it's those little nuances that make a difference, or could make a difference in my mind, of not having the right thing in there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I totally understand. You bring up a great question. We try to answer it on the website, but I think that it's an area that we could probably develop the response to a little bit better. And that's the overall, why fill out the magic form? Why go this route? And the reason why we built this form was to build sort of a paint by numbers on how you build a mass page site that can get real rankings. And one of the cornerstones of getting real rankings is to have nested spin text, so that you have basically one block of text, and then another page, you have another block of text. But it's not like really crazy spun. It's just like the block changes with a few spun areas in there. And these are the sites that we've been building for years. Like, I'm talking the last 20 years, I've been building mass page websites. So I'm giving you kind of the tools, the paint by numbers tools, to build the sites the way I've been doing it and getting results for over 20 years. And so we do some experimental stuff that can kind of be confusing for people, such as the image metadata. And we, did some stuff with the Google Drive and all these kinds of different things, and it kind of can complicate. And I like to experiment. That's how I get to find out what works and what doesn't, is through experimentation, right? So but the whole crux of the form is to, one, give you a paint by numbers, easy step-by-step approach to just fill in the form, as long as you understand how to fill in the form. If we haven't made that clear and how to do it, that's on me. We should make it a little bit more clear. But the idea is once you fill out this form, the data goes into Magic Page plugin or what other platform we run it to, and you have sort of a hub for all of your content that goes into those mass pages. And then you can call it up through shortcodes anywhere you want. So if you want a really pretty looking website, you can do that. If you don't care if it's pretty or not, if you just want it to be basic, it's all on the front end at that point. You can do whatever you want. Steven's templates come in to save you a lot of time and making it look pretty. His templates look a lot better, and so that's why you use Steven's templates. And also it's integrating all of those fields from my form, so you don't have to do that. So it just saves a lot of time on that end of things. So.
And the way forward for me, after the directory site training is released, we're then, as I've said earlier, we're going to release the training on adding Magic Page to an existing website. Because with the directory site training, the idea is it'll show with both of these, it'll show you how to set up Lead Simplify start to finish. And then there's the directory training, and then there'll be add MPP to an existing website. That's the next one. And when both of those are completed, the third one is going to be how to use Daryl's form with the whole system in an easy way. The reason the form is last, I wanted to be sooner. The reason it's last is because if you bring someone straight in and go, right, get on with Magic Page on your own. Now this is how you use Daryl's form. It confuses the whole process. So it's better to learn, either go down the route of I want a directory site, which is separate, because we're going to be eventually building a directory one that will work with the form, but that's going to be much later down the line. Then it's going to be add Magic Page to an existing site, and then the third one is, hey, do it really quickly, upload this theme, now go and fill in Daryl's form. And what's cool about Daryl's form is how it can create the content for you, how it does all the metadata and images, and ultimately how once you've built the form once, you save it, and then if you want to transfer it to another site very quickly, you can very simply go back into clone the form, and then change the business name at the top, click save, and it changes all the metadata for the images. Then you nip down the form and just change it a little bit more here and there, maybe spin some of the text, zap that out, zap it back into Magic Page, and that build then changes for your next site. And that's why ultimately with the themes that we're working on at the moment, they're being changed to be more generic to work with Daryl's form. Mike's released now 45 I like to call them themes, but they're templates because they're built with JSON files, right? But currently there's about 45 in Lead Gen Magic or Magic Page plugin. They're both the same either way. Those 45 in total, the thing with them is that they are, for me to update 45 of them to work with a change on the form is a huge cost, and it would actually shut down Lead Gen Magic overnight. So we decided to build a bunch of generic ones, which were different layouts, and then you fill in Daryl's form, you add the images, and they zap it all in automatically. And then all you got to do is nip in and change the background hero images manually. And so we're getting there with all of this, with the build. But I've been doing a lot of testing the last few weeks to make sure it works for the new version of Magic Page. As soon as that's released, within a week, every single new theme will be live on the standard themes, and the versions that work with Daryl's form will be live in Lead Gen Magic, and there'll be more directory versions as well. So there'll be a ton of content being added in there, and I think we're probably about a week to 2 weeks away from that. Okay. I keep getting told by Mike on the last boot camp that we were on. Keith seems to think that maybe a couple of weeks and it'll be ready. So I reckon the start of May, all that content will be added in Lead Gen Magic. And I've already been doing testing currently to make sure that everything works with the new Magic page, and it does. So, and I'm doing that now rather than later, because if I built them to work now, all 45 of them, and then they don't work with the new version of Magic page, I've got to rebuild them all again. So I'm being ultra careful for the sake of a couple of weeks to make sure they're ready. And then that point on, we're going to do I'm working with Daryl to do a special deal where we're going to release on here another lifetime deal for lead gen Magic, the training, and Daryl's form. We're going to do a whole sort of special deal on it. And things me and Daryl have been talking about for a short while now. And so it's just making sure it works for the new version of Magic page. And then off the back of that, there will be this training, which will be the A to Z. It'd be, it's keeping it simple, and that's why I say with the word kiss, a kiss is simple. Keep it super simple.
Does it help answer? Does it help answer what you were thinking, Don?
Yeah. So that's one of the things I do in my day job is create SOPs and procedures for doing tests and whatnot. So I like the foundation and the structure, and I totally agree that the A to Z approach. You teach, they all build upon each other, and then they're all independent of each other. So, yeah, I really like what you guys are doing, and that's why I'm here. So, where else would you spend a Sunday afternoon?
Yeah,
there you go.
And we're so close to the latest updates. We really are, and it's just going to improve and improve as we go along. And I get super excited when Daryl says to me, "Oh, I've got this idea and that idea," and I go, "Fantastic!" So and where else? I've said this before. Where else can you come on to a live on a Sunday evening, right, and talk to myself and Daryl and ask questions, and go, "I'm stuck with this," or "What do you think about that?" My business isn't quite going in the direction I like the idea of. Can you help me with this? And so we invite you on. We invite people to put comments in as well. That's why I said at the start tonight, anyone who's struggling with something, what's the one big thing that stops you from building a site that's going to build your lead generation? What's the biggest thing? And a few people answered, and I'm hoping that on the replay, some other people put comments in. What's stopping you? Or what's causing you an issue? Because if we can find those issues and we can create videos, easy over-the-shoulder training to help more and more people, then that's going to be a good thing.
All right. It's time. We got the wheel of names up on the screen. George knows what that means. Put your name inside the chat, either on Facebook or on YouTube, wherever you might be watching on the chat. Don, go ahead and we'll make sure your name's on here. You're already on with us. If you want to do the spin, we could have you do the spin.
Okay.
So just go ahead and put your names inside the chat. If you're still with us, still watching, we'll go ahead and put you on the wheel of names. Let me show not Steve, okay?
I don't. This bloke turns up every week, look, and does that.
Yeah.
Who is he? Hey?
Stephen Trump, 3 C's, right? We got him. Simon, we've got Don. I didn't see Andrew today. I hope he's okay. I haven't seen him on here. Let me show you what domains we have up for grabs today with our contest. You get these free. The only thing you have to pay is the renewals if you keep them, but they all have time on them. So we've got writedjs.com. We got callus.live. We got message.com. And I've got cutestbags.com.
What great domain names this week. I mean, straight away, right, if you're in lead generation, right, writedjs.com, callus.live, and messagehold.com straight away. With the cutest bag one, I think you're probably looking more at an affiliate site, maybe, Daryl. What do you think? Yeah,
affiliate, Amazon affiliate. Yep. So those are the ones that we want to give away today. Hopefully you win. If you go ahead and put your name in here, we'll go ahead and check. We got Lisa.
Yeah.
Let's see. So let's get rid of these two here. Lisa with two S's.
So make sure you got your name in,
Let's
because
see.
very shortly Don's going to be shouting spin, and then we're going to hit the button and spin around, and we don't include not Steve, because it'll probably blooming land on it.
Well, that's what it did. Remember last time we had to do that. So I don't see Andrew. I'll take Andrew off because I don't see him here. So we have a small group.
Yeah, it's been a couple times.
Is Andrew
last
here?
week.
Yeah. So we'll just give people a moment or two longer to make sure they got their names in. Facebook user says, I won, don't have to spin. So whoever you are, pop your name next to your comment, because you haven't approved StreamYard, so we can see who you are.
Yeah.
That was Lisa.
Was it? Well, Lisa's above that.
Oh, yeah,
okay,
Paul.
yeah. No, you're right, yeah. Paul P, is he in there?
You got him, yep.
Good.
So it must be Lisa that says that Lisa, do you want the cutestbags.com? I'm going to build an e-commerce site. Go ahead and I'll put this back up there.
Did PJ or Lily get in there?
I don't know. Right, DJs, call us.live, message.hold, and cutestbags.com for the wild card. So
I love your comment, Simon, but if we shared all four in one go, right, Daryl wouldn't have anything for next week. And we have to keep the suspense going to encourage you to come along and listen to two bald men natter on about SEO.
Yeah, I can only afford to do one per week.
Lisa says if she wins, call us.live.
Oh, cool.
It's a great domain name. That is really good. Yeah.
It is good. Yeah. All right. So let's see here. I think last call. If you want to put your name in for a domain, put it in now. We have Lisa. Let's see. That's one S, I think. Paul,
you got about 30 seconds to get in. We'll give them 30 seconds because there's a slight lag on the stream while you read out names.
So right.
Yeah.
All right. Paul Power. So looking for more people if there's any.
I've seen PJ's just dropped. Let's add him to the stream. Let's see if he can hear us, because I know he hasn't got his camera running. If he'll let me, maybe we need his camera. Oh, no, there we go.
Yeah, let's see.
Can you hear us, PJ?
PJ, we don't hear your microphone. Might have to sort that out. You're muted. I think is that what it is? I think he's muted.
Yeah, he's unmuted now.
Hi, PJ. How are you?
Hello, I'm here.
Hello. Yeah. How are you? He's gone quiet again.
PJ,
yes,
we can hear you. Yeah.
Hello.
How can we help you tonight?
I'm a newcomer. I'm just here taking it all in.
Awesome. Well, welcome to our Mass Page community. We really appreciate you being a part of it.
Have we got PJ on the list?
Yeah, PJ, did you want to have a chance to win this domain, one of these domains?
I'm sorry, I'm getting some feedback. I had to pause the YouTube video. Can you ask that again?
Yeah, do you want us to put you on the list so you can win a domain tonight?
Yeah, sure, that'd be great.
Okay, cool. All right, well, I think we have everybody. One more time, I'm going to show the domains so you guys can think about which ones, and you can look up a little bit of history or information about these domains. Here they are: writedjs.com, calluslive, messagehold.com, and cutestbags.com. Most of these are valued over $1,000. If you look at GoDaddy's appraisal, which isn't the best appraisal, but it gives you an idea that they're decent domains. And there's other places to check, like Estabot, Nameworth. There's namebio.com. There's a lot of places where you can kind of look up and see what a domain is actually worth. But these are right from our collection that we sell on a regular basis. We sell domains. So, all right. If
There
you
we go.
want to see the other domains that we have, it's go.ht/domains. A little plug. Go.ht/domains will get you to our whole list of domains that we have for sale, and you can buy them anytime. All right. Are you guys ready? I think, PJ, because you're new to us, we're going to let you spin the wheel. So all you have to do is shout spin, and we'll spin the wheel.
Okay, great. Go ahead, spin it.
All right. It's spinning. Let's see what happens. And it looks like the winner is Simon.
Hey.
Way to go, Simon. Now it's Simon's chance to pick one of the domains on our list of domains. Thank you. Did a great job, PJ. Really appreciate it. Simon, go ahead and let us know which of these domains you could use in your group of domains. And congrats. Simon says, yay. He's excited. And I think
the thing is as well, if you come back next week, most of the ones that don't get picked, I think, are normally back at the following week. So make sure you're here next week to win another domain.
Yeah, that's right. What I don't know what other show does that. Oh, he's going to do messagehold.com.
Great domain name.
What do you plan to do with messagehold.com? I was just wondering what you're planning to do. Do you have any ideas? What kind of business? Messagehold.com.
Please hold the line.
Well, I always thought that would be a good one for lead gen for voiceover actors that do recordings and stuff. Oh, Simon's back up.
Simon's back in. I hit the wrong button. Add him. Right, you do it. That's it. He's in.
Yeah, I'll take this off the screen. We'll turn this off. Let's see. You can tell us
to collect the winnings. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I think it just looked like a good domain. They all look good, to be honest. But the excitement of my week coming on with this. I won one about 4 or 5 weeks ago, so this is just amazing. You know, I think I could just make a living out of winning domains like this.
Why not? Why not? I'll just do and get more.
I think it'd be great for doing some sort of voiceover messages. Cause, one of my favorite true stories I tell is the time in the UK we got, it's probably worldwide, HSBC Bank. And I phoned up and the options went through, and option 9 was it says press 9 to hang up. Now, hang on a minute. If you're going to hang up, right, you got with a standard phone or mobile, you're going to press a button or hang up the phone. Why'd you press 9?
Yeah.
But I just found that I think someone's having a laugh, But
it's got to be something like that. Yeah, definitely.
Bit of drain pipe music.
Music, call music, all that music on hold, all that kind of stuff.
Daryl, what we should have done when Simon came in, we should have gone, please hold the line. You are 5th in the queue.
Right. Yeah.
That's that.
Well, that's
very pleased with that. Thank you.
You could get some freelancers on Fiverr and do the arbitrage method, where you say, look, we'll make a nice message on hold for you, fill out the form, pay the money, and then you go ahead and get it done on Fiverr for $20 or something like that, and distribute them to them. So congrats. We'll get with you on Facebook and get that turned over to you. So
that's also just a little bit of a shameful plug, right? I know Simon's works with a lot of photography people. So also, if you're ever looking for photos as well, reach out to Simon, because he'll know someone who will be somewhere who can do some good quality photos for you. I know you're like me. You're based in the UK, Simon.
Yeah, UK based. That's it, yeah.
So that's another option as well that we're talking about photos earlier. That there's sites out there, but also if you want to be super lazy and you want some unique, good quality photos, Simon knows a whole pool of photographers.
Yeah, a load of them. Yeah, and drone photography and virtual tours. If you're doing like GMBs with you want a 360 virtual tour from a trusted Google photographer and do all that. So any of that we can help you out with. So
there we go.
Thanks for the plug.
No, that's all right.
Hey guys.
Simon, have you ever heard of that fope.com? You could be a photographer.
I've not. I'll look it up. Yeah, I don't know whether I want to be bidding my photography against loads of other people to get $50, but I think for customers, it's great. It's like 99 Designs or 48 Hour Logos, isn't it? It's that same business model. You you've got a shot of winning, but it's definitely the buyer's definitely got the upper hand in that model, I think. But it looks good. I mean, I think trying to get authentic stock photos is a challenge, and Steve's right. Going out and getting them yourself is great, but it's obviously a time commitment. But Google definitely likes those rather than stock photos, no question about it. So if you can get the real thing, brilliant. Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, at the moment, that if you need any photos anywhere, Daryl's up in space, and he can zoom in on your back garden for you. I'm going to take a photo of this, right? Because that way, then, right, I can say, "Here comes a shameful plug." So,
oh, geez,
my bad pun for the evening.
Your dad jokes. PJ, you're muted. Is there anything, any questions you had while you were with us tonight, or we can talk next Sunday? We're here every Sunday, so.
No, I think you guys are doing a great job. I'm just learning as I go. I am also a member of MPP, and Steve and his training, I think, are going to become a really valuable thing. So I'm waiting for that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you jumping on with us. Sometimes we get 3-4 people on here, so it's nice to have a new face on here. We really appreciate that, and hope you enjoy the program tonight.
What's your just quick question, PJ? What's one of your biggest struggles at the moment? Because obviously, you said you're new to this, so you're wanting to start a lead gen business, and a lot of people work from home. What is one of the biggest struggles you're finding personally at the moment?
So I would say it's finding the strategy on integrating all of these tools, right? They're all amazing tools on their own. And so for me, the idea of building a directory and monetizing it sounds really great. MPP is there to simplify it, right? Without hiring a team of 12 people. And same thing with MassPage. But I'm looking for a strategy. I'm still thinking that through. It's not just targeting, for example, I used to work in the solar background or in the solar industry. So that's my background. So it's not just selling leads to solar people. It would have to be more, right? It would be generating the content to get homeowners on those pages and, finding a way for those people to use the mass page form is something I have to think about. In addition to the MPP forms and the lead simplifies and all that. Yeah.
I mean, something I do as well, and you're quite welcome to do this. I always give half an hour free time to people. I only do it once a week, so it's on a first come first served basis. But if you reach out to me through Facebook, I'm always happy to book in a free half an hour call to give people a little bit of direction, and then there's like I've got people who pay for after that for individual 1 hour calls, and other people who happily pay monthly for mentoring, or and there's never any obligation because I've got enough people on my books now, not for me not to worry about that side of things because I have plenty to do. So and Daryl will say the same thing. We're happy to mentor people, but if it's something that we do a half an hour call, it gives you free direction, great. Because we also want you guys to succeed with this. So you're quite welcome to reach out to me on Facebook, and next week some point I'm always happy to book in half an hour with you.
Will do, Steve. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thanks, PJ. Is there anything else?
That's it, guys.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah. Welcome on board as well.
Awesome, guys. Well, this is going to do it for a Sunday Live. It's the Earth Day edition. Thursday is Earth Day. If you get a chance, pick up some litter around your neighborhood. Make sure you recycle a little bit better this week, and whatever you can do for Earth Day. So
in the UK here, Daryl, we don't have a choice. Right? They cut the black bins down to once every other week.
Wow!
And it's every week for the recycling containers. So, which is, don't get me wrong, I think it's a great idea. We sort things out. We sort things into, but we go one better because a lot of the neighbours chuck it all into one box. We have separate boxes for cans, bottles, and paper and stuff. So it makes it easier on the bin men because they have a hard enough job having to go around, especially in the summer. It's boiling hot. And something we did last summer, and we'll do it again this summer. We'll buy in a whole load of bottles of flavored water and cans, and we'll let the local binman have a pick, and just to help them out a bit on a hot sunny day when they're coming round.
Oh, that's nice. That's
Same with
really
the postie, we do little things like that. Just because the thing is, it's never an easy job, and they're probably on very low money anyway. So it's always nice to go. Here you go, and we buy them in packs, so they're sealed. So we'll go up to the binman and we'll buy them in packs of 6 bottles. Because normally there's about 5 or 6 people on board, and we go, here's a pack. There you go, and they're always grateful.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Steve, for joining me. I know it's a busy week for you, and I always appreciate you. So,
and I appreciate everything you do as well. And I'm going to have a word with those 2 people stood behind me. They've been stood there for the whole show, trying to get limelight. It's ridiculous.
Give them a break. You gotta give them a break.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Steven. Now. Yeah. We'll catch you again next week. Okay.
Yeah, thank you as always, Daryl, and thank you guys for supporting us. Please like and share these videos and spread the word. We're not just here for lead generation and mass page tools. We're here as well to help people who are even just struggling with their websites. We're always happy to help you guys out. That's why we're here. So and Sunday nights is free information night. Where else can you go and get that?
There you go. Nicely done. All right, thank you guys. Have a great week ahead. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye for now. Bye.